Hello everybody and welcome back to day 30 of 100 days of code, and in this video we are going to be hooking up the VueJS application to the node.js server API we created. As you can see, this is a demo which already set up, completed 100 days of code, tested. I know that one should be on this image, but again, the image isn't set up yet. We will do that in the next video once we set up the backend API, or no, the backend manager, so how we manage actually uploading it. So the backend of this, like a WordPress backend, but for our own custom. And then the see more button, if we hit see more, we get 2 more posts every time, 7, 8, 9, 10, and because we only have up to test post 10, there's actually 12 if you include the first 2 we created. Yeah, so if we hit see more on this, we will get no more. And that is it for this thing. So let's crack on, and I'll see you guys once we are, well, in 2 seconds. Okay guys, so we have opened up our 2 folders into our workspace in VSCode. First things first, you can see the the server here. This in the day 28 folder, and the blog, which is in the day 29 folder, and then another folder because I don't know what I was doing. And we have our source files. First things first, we are going to need to install some new things into our server to get it to work on localhost, because cores will be blocked when we try to send a request to this. So first off, we're going to press Control-Alt-T, and this is going to open up my terminal, and luckily it's set in the right directory. So we're going to get npm I course, and what this is going to do is install course as a dependency. And let's clear that, and let's then go into the server file. Let's close that down, and let's up here go const course equal to require course, and let's spell require right. Oh, there we go. And now down above middleware, we're going to say app.use, and we'll say course, and that is it. That's going to allow our server to be accessed by the same origin, such as localhost and stuff. And now if we come out of that and we press Control-Alt-T, and we go npm run def, that is going to run a development server. 3000 is already in use. I know why. That is because a server is already in use. So let's turn off our servers. Sometimes they run in the background, so there we go. Now our server is running and connected. And now let's click Control-Alt-T. Oh, hello. Okay, that's not working. Let's hit a new tab. And here we go. Now we can select part 2. And in here, we'll just go. So with VueJS, we obviously have been used to using the Vue UI, but now I'm going to show you how to run a project using the terminal. So we can just go npm run serve, because in our package file here, package.json, serve is a script in here, and obviously there's build and lint. For now, let's just hit serve. Okay, that server is now running on localhost 8080. Okay, so in our source files, obviously we have the app.vue, and in components we have post, latest, and header. The ones we're going to be focused on are app, post, and latest, so all 3 to get it all up and working. But first things first, we need to set something up inside of our export.default. And we want to say data, and we want to create turn it into a method, and we want to return an object. So data is a built-in Vue property or parameter inside of the export, and basically what this is it allows you to use data, or pass data around your application a lot easier, and you could to access any data in here, such as posts, which is going to be equal to an empty array for now. We could up here say this dot posts. Obviously it would be like double curly braces, but that is how you would access this dot post. We also want to have post count, and I'll explain what this does once we get around to it. For now, just understand that 6 is the amount of featured posts we have on our site. So if we refresh this site now, as you see, our Seymour doesn't do anything, and we're back to the same old header stuff. And the reason we chose 6 for our post count is we have 6 latest posts, shall I say. Okay, and then we need to go under components. We're actually going to quickly I feel like that makes it not look neater, but just keeps it more uniform. Okay, down here we need to say methods. And what methods does is allow us to have functions inside of this component, which we can use. And the first one is going to be called getPosts. And that is going to be a function which uses the fetch API. And we're going to pass through our API link. And to do that, actually, we're going to set up in data API. And this is going to be our API URL. I feel that should be all capitals. And in here, it's just going to say HTTP, not S, localhost 3000 /API /. And now down here we can say this.API URL plus, and now we can put in here our URL, which is post / all. And then under our fetch, we could do we can catch the promise by doing a then, and we can go data and use arrow function to return data.json to help bind this data to JSON. And we could then say then, and we can say JSON, because this time we're getting JSON back, and we can say log JSON. Okay, so at the current state, this is not going to work because getPost isn't actually being called from anywhere. And in VueJS, there is something called the lifecycle methods, and lifecycle methods are methods that are run every single time something changed in the state. So there's one called before. So the only one we're going to be looking at today is one called before mount. And as you can tell, what this one does, it runs before the component is mounted to the DOM. And in here we could say this.getPosts. So now if we go back in here and we hit refresh, just so we know it's all working, our object here has come through. So this is actually what we got. We got our array of our posts. All our posts are in there, and we got a success of true, so we know that worked fine. So that's how that is working right now, and that is actually pretty much everything we need to do on this page for now. Oh, except from we do need to say this.post, so we're getting the post from inside this data, and we're saying it's equal to JSON.result. So the data we just got back, this we're saying equal to the result of this. So that is quite straightforward. Now our post has actually got something to go into. Next up, we want to say here fee bind, or we could just do that, and we can say posts is equal to posts, and that is going to bind this to this data object in here. Now if we go into posts, we could then say props, because what we just done there was pass through a prop called posts. And what we're going to do now is say, in here, we're going to say post. So our component knows it's looking for the posts. And now inside of our posts, did I spell post right? Sorry, post looks really weird to me. We can now say, we can have a diff which has got a class of post, and we can say h3, and we'll leave that in there for now. And in here we're going to say fee4. So the fee4, it basically loops through objects and arrays for you. And in here we write post in posts, and now we can say key. So we need to bind a key, and this is going to be post._id. So we're getting the ID from the MongoDB database. And now inside this h3, we can do some an expression using these curly braces. So I forgot what they were called then. And we can say post.title. And now if we go back to our app, as you can see, all the posts have been listed out right here. But we don't want them to be listed out straight away. We don't want any actually. We just want the latest post to be listed out. So what we can put in here is post.slice, and then we're going to say 6, and then count. So we're going to go, we actually have to pass through count quickly before I explain anything. So in here we're going to say count, and that's equal to count. Oh no, post count, because that is passing through that data. And if we save that and we go into our props, and we also declare that we are prop is called count, this count will now work. And the reason we're using 6 is again because we want to cut out the first six latest posts, which are going to be put here. And then post count, it starts from 6 because we need it to start from 6. Now as you see, nothing shows, but if we go back and we change this value in here to, let's say, 7, and we go back, as you see, we get test post 5. And again, if we change it to, let's say, 10, we get from 5 to 8. But if we now set it back to 6 and we refresh, there we go, we've just got nothing. Okay guys, so once this is done, well, I say once it's done, after we've done this, so now we're displaying names, let's actually add in some styles just so we can see our post a bit better. We're going to say post, and we're going to say display block padding 15 pixels. Background will be equal to a white, a box shadow of 3 pixels, 3 pixels, 8 pixels, 0 pixels, RGBA, and there it is. And one last one will be margin bottom of 15 pixels. So that looks good, but again, we can't see those yet. So let's hook up this see more button. And what we're going to do here is go @click is equal to $emit. And now we've got to pass a name in here, which we're going to say show more. And we're going to hit save. So that is that done. That is now set up. So now if we go up here and we put in here at show more is equal to this dot show more, and we go down into our methods and we create this show more method, would literally all we have to do now is go this dot post count is plus equal to 2. So now every time, if we refresh, every time we hit see more, 2 new posts come through, and actually they're styled, and we hit again 2 more, 2 more, and now every time we hit, because there's no more left, it is incrementing the number still, which we could prevent, saying once there's no more posts left, or once this is more than the array.length, then hide this see more button, which we could actually do. Let's go into posts and we'll say phi if, we'll say phi if, what is it we're going to do? So we're going to say if count, so if count is more than or equal to the post dot length, then this button, wait, is it not equal to? No. So we're saying if count is less than post dot length, and if we hit save and we go back and we hit refresh, it's still no, it's gone. So it's the other way. Sorry, if yeah, that is less than. Sorry, I did it the wrong way. So count is less than. If we go see more, see more, and there you go, it disappeared once we got to our final post, which is post 10. So now that button is gone. We didn't do that in the demo, so something new from the demo. It's basically just means you can't keep clicking see more, it's gone all. So that's nice. Next up, we now need to sort out our recent posts. So let's go into our latest view, or let's go to app. And first we need to pass through the same thing we've done here with posts through to latest. Just so we have that there. Let's close the post tab now because we're done with that. And if we open up the latest, and we can go down here, and now let's declare the props which we're passing through, props, and we're just going to set it to equal to posts. And now this is kind of a hacky way, I believe, to do this, but for now we're going to go with it because we want it to be a custom order, and we know we've already said the first 6 ain't going to appear anywhere else. So what we're going to do is in plan ahead, we're going to go title, so we're going to bind the title, and we can set that equal to posts 1, because this one's going to be 1, we've decided, and then we're going to say title, and that is it. So now we can also grab this and put that inside of here. And now if we copy this and bring it down to this one, we want this one to be 0. So this is going to be the latest post, although it's actually the first ever post. But we'll update that. We need to do some changing. So that'll be that one. This will be 2. This one will be 3. This one will be 4. And this will be 5. So now if we come back and, yep, there you go, it is already working. Everything is looking good. And I've just realized this fits in nicely on this one, but on our one, on my demo it did because I had the font smaller. But now let's set up that, in this H4, we're just going to say, is that text the wrong color? It is, isn't it? Okay. Anyway, we're going to say overflow hidden. And then we're going to say, we actually want to set the color for this. Well, we want to say 171717. Font size in this H4 is going to be 20 pixels. Font weight is going to be 400, of course. And the text overflow it's going to be equal to ellipsis, although this doesn't really work that well, but it does help. It stops it from wrapping basically in our thing, and bam, there we go. So that is set, but we want this at 18 actually. Actually, you know what? 20 is fine. I like that it cuts it. I do want to get the dots there, but if you hover over it, just give you the full name for now. Maybe we could make it smaller, but we can mess around with that later. So posts is undefined. So now we actually want to go back to posts quickly. Oh no, we want to do it in latest. So if we go back to top here and up the section that says posts, we want to go phi if, and we're going to say post.length is less than or equal to 6. Do we want it? No. I want it to say less than or equal to. Oh no, yeah, no. So we'll say more than or equal to 6. Sorry, my bad. I was misreading that. And then down here we want to go another post, just so it's the same class. And we want to say else on that, and we'll just say no, not enough posts to display. Now if we hit refresh, actually see that displays briefly, and then so we did else, but we need to do phi else. There you go, that is now gone. And if we refresh, it's there and gone. It just stops the errors in the console, and then we can hit see more, and there you go, it's gone. There we go. So that is very simple. But the next thing we need to do is we actually want this to be our latest post. So we actually want to flip the we want to flip this date around down here. Oh no, sorry, in here. Or this dot posts. So we just want to say this dot post is equal to this dot posts dot sort, and we want to say function a b, and we'll say if you want to go if a is less than or a dot timestamp is less than b dot timestamp, then we want to return return -1, and then we want to say if a dot timestamp is more than b dot timestamp, then we want to return 1, and then else if none of those return true, we want to say return 0, because we basically say they're equal, and that's basically just going to leave in whatever order they were in the database. So now if we hit refresh, so this is actually the wrong way around. We want to actually say this one is equal to 1 and this one is equal to -1. And there we go. So our posts are now sorted. So 10, our latest post is in the latest slot, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Again, that's kind of weird. It's just because this is the biggest post. Why did the very latest one to be in the dead center to show it off a bit more? So that's how I do that. And now if we go see more, there we go. We get all our older posts. So it goes backwards now. And that actually works out perfectly. So we just use the basic sort function in the array prototype, which is awesome. And I believe that is it for this video, guys. So if you did enjoy this video, then don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more, then hit that subscribe button. If you have any feedback or you have any requests for videos, then drop that in the comment section. And everyone, do not forget that we have a Discord server. The link will be in the description. Everyone's so active. Come meet us. Come meet some new people. Get involved. We have loads of chats daily, and we celebrate every time we level up in the chat. Like we shout like we leveled up in the chat so many times. I'm level 11 now, guys. Like, you're gonna have to catch up. You guys have to get active. But anyway, guys, so thank you for watching. In the next video, we'll be setting up the backend to actually add posts and images to our front end or to our database, which then we will be able to display more on our front end. And then after that, if that video overruns or doesn't overrun, depends, we will it might be a different video, but we will then add it so when you click on this post, it brings up a pop-up what gives you that post and like its contents, because at the minute we're only displaying a title. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.